Hello, you are on Dysfunctional Podcast.
Hi, this is Ryan Gowland.
Okay, good. We've been waiting for your call. Oh, and I think Julia's calling at the same time. Let me see. 1 second. Julia, are you with us too?
I am. Hello.
Hey, how are you guys doing? Hi, Ryan. Hi, Julia. Thank you for calling the show. We're all
No problem. Thanks for having me.
we binge watched your show. Me and my wife Denise, who's on the show, we had seen it a long time ago because it came out like a year ago, right? But we binge watched it the other day. My wife wants to know why you made the episode that showed where it all started, the last episode, and I was trying to explain that I think you were trying to, develop the characters before you kind of showed where they came from. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, we wanted to kind of get everybody familiar with the characters and the situation and all that before we decided to show what had happened with everybody, and sort of gave you a little bit more of a background of where they came from. So, we kind of wanted to put that off towards the end.
Yeah, my favorite thing about the whole show is the fact that the stories you tell aren't exactly related to like the situation in the background. They're just like real life situations, but in the background there's a nuclear holocaust or something.
Yeah, that was basically the point. We're like the apocalypse show that kind of doesn't really talk about the apocalypse all that much.
Right.
So, it's just it's a good backdrop to kind of have the show, and I felt like it was something where you don't always have characters in apocalypse shows where they're always just very serious, and they're always about trying to repopulate the planet and rebuild, and that seems to be the focus. And I thought, well, not everyone's going to be interested in that,
Right.
Some people are going to just want to like still hook up with people and get drunk and just mess around and really have sort of more vain goals in mind than trying to be responsible for the entire human race.
Yeah, that sounds like Paul, because he's definitely not responsible.
The one guy that tries to hook up with the lady, he's like, I should have more of a shot now. There's less people.
That was the ex.
Yeah,
her ex.
That was the ex. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the ex-boyfriend. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's still difficult. I mean, the first, I think the fourth episode, the one before that, Julie is trying to hook up with somebody, and we sort of ruin it for her. So,
Oh, I love that episode. That episode was great. That one and the one with the bananas.
Oh, yeah. That was fun. That was fun to shoot, too. Molly was hilarious.
The only thing I will say is when you Ryan, you were walking into the desert and you were getting and seeing mirages and all that stuff. I said to my wife, I guarantee the camera's going to turn any second and he's going to be 6 feet from that fucking trailer.
Yeah.
I liked it how
He didn't really survive.
I thought it was a great ending where his little picture that he needed so badly was just like torn apart, like just lying right like in front of him, and he never even noticed it.
Yeah,
It was funny.
yeah. There's this store in Los Angeles, LA County, called Workboat Warehouse, and all of their advertisements are this super scantily clad woman in huge work boots, like huge Timberland work boots. And so it's like just such the strangest ad because it doesn't sell anything that's sexy, but I don't know. And so I just found it really, really funny.
Chris thinks that's sexy. My buddy here, Chris.
Sex
Well, no,
sells.
Paul's actually his favorite part of that episode, episode 3 was that he was imagining, instead of with the girls they were there with the bananas, he was loving the fact that he saw two fucking dildos. 'Cause he definitely has a fetish with that, so.
Yeah.
Chris Chris was hoping for transsexuals.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I was always curious about, because it is kind of a local joke, the Workboot Warehouse thing. And we were trying to come up with like what would be a really lousy picture for my character to be really, using for masturbatory purposes. And I think I had it as like just some sort of JCPenney or some sort of, model ad or something. I think Julia mentioned the Workboot Warehouse girl, which is which was just so funny to me. But I was worried it might be a little too local. But I'm glad you guys still liked it.
Yeah, I don't think we needed to know the details of it to get the gag. You know what I mean? I think there's always something like that local to everybody that they can go, oh, I think I know what they're doing. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's got their touchstone of like a local ad that they see that's like on every billboard and stuff, and that's certainly what it is out here. But it also was something where I just thought it would be funny if there was almost no porn anywhere. And that was just sort of hard to come by. And
but it already, like, everybody had already gone through it all, you know. They've already absorbed all of the stash.
Right. I just read an article about a city in Australia that I think a couple of days ago it banned pornography, and it's telling them people not to go on the internet and look at porn, like anyone's going to fucking listen to that.
Oh, this is not probably the problem. Like, the problems maybe their issues with sex.
Right. In Australia, brothels are legal in most of Australia, so I don't really know what the problem is with porn. I guess maybe they get more tax money from the brothel. When you go in there for a handy, they probably get $45 in taxes.
Oh, yeah, it's all like overseas taxes.
Yeah, exactly. Ryan, what do you think of this? I read a little bit about it. The guys from the Second City ensemble, a couple of them said they're quitting because the crowds are getting too rowdy. Have you read anything about that?
Yeah, I just read about that today. That's kind of crazy. I think a guy just left the ETC stage because they were just the crowds were too insane. I don't have any. I read about it just as you did, so I don't know anything.
Yeah.
Beyond. But yeah, that's very strange. I didn't realize that was the case.
Yeah, I think that with the one guy that left, I think that some guy shouted out a joke from the audience about a Mexican, and he was sat next to two Spanish people, and I think the guy was a black guy on the stage. I'm not this PC thing. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but this whole PC thing has just got so out of hand. I wish it would just stop. You know.
Well, the difference is in a situation like that, like doing improv, and I've done improv in the States and also, overseas. So when you're asking for an audience for a suggestion like that in the States, and you get somebody who could be very angry and very upset, like you kind of you want to be able to shut them down, but you don't want to make them angry, Right. Whereas when I used to perform in Amsterdam, and I kind of reveled in the fact that I could basically say whatever I wanted to.
Well, that's because the whole audience is fucking high in Amsterdam.
And kind of tear them apart. We had a lot of, British people, which I'm sure you can relate to, that sort of thought that was kind of part of it, that they would say something stupid and then I would make fun of them for it. And they just thought that was all part of it. But when you're in the States, it's not quite the same. Like, you kind of really rip into somebody on stage because they're being stupid. Like, it's very, they might wait for you out the back door when you try to leave the theater. So, you have to kind of be careful a little bit.
I really don't understand that whole thing because, if you walk in there and you're going to heckle the guy on the stage, you've got to know that guy does that for a living and you're pretty much going to get shit on.
Oh, yeah. I would say so.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I would use that as a great opportunity if somebody is sitting there in the crowd and they say, well, what's your problem? What's your biggest problem? And then they're saying, I'm sitting next to a Mexican. I'm probably going to rip into them a little bit and say, well, you're going to have a tough time in the United States. I hate to tell you, but that sounds like you got like more than just one issue. You have several issues. Right. I only asked for one, but it looks like you have many.
Yeah, I heard the funniest joke that some guy said if Trump wins, he's going to move to Mexico and sell catapults.
Or, I'm not sure.
So the Mexicans can get over the wall.
Maybe it was the governor of New Jersey. I'm not sure.
Yeah, right.
Good Christie.
He's our pride and joy. He's the best advert for getting weight loss surgery you've ever heard of in your whole fucking life.
Well, it would be. He would got to try out trampoline.
So, Julia, how did you get involved with this? With the after show?
With which show? The F show?
Show.
Ryan, Molly, and I were all on an improv team together, and we had performed together for a long time. And I've known Molly and Ryan. Well, I've known Ryan probably about, 8 years now. Molly probably 10, 12 years. And Ryan wrote the script with us in mind, and then we just met with it and then made the decision that we wanted to produce it.
Now, did you actually intend this to be like a pilot to get like a 30-minute show, or was it already decided it was going to be a 5-6 minute thing from the beginning?
That is probably an answer or a question for Ryan.
I intended. I think when I showed the scripts to Julia and Molly. I mean, we discussed doing it like as a short series, like for the web. But okay. I have written a half an hour a script for it as well. So I'm not certainly we're not against turning it into a half an hour. If that's what you're trying to get us to do, we'll do it. Hence, if we put the gun to our heads, we'll turn it into a half an hour. But I definitely at first though we talked about just doing it and producing it for the web at first.
How did you get involved with Funny or Die?
That was our
contact there. Yeah, our director Ben Shannon from the first season had a contact there, and we were able to get on the front page.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we sent it around to a lot of people to try to gauge interest, and Funny or Die were very nice to want to try to help us out and stuff. So they've been very good to us.
I mean, you don't have to answer this question, but I'm just kind of wondering what kind of money it would cost to like put something like that together, like roughly. You have to give me an exact.
Like $3 million, I think, was our budget.
Wow.
It was pretty expensive.
Jesus. That must have included all the hookers.
Every camera we had was made of real gold. But that was in my rider, and I will not be filmed on camera without a gold camera.
I think they may be joshing with us.
You think?
So I noticed that
you would have to, Paul. I think you'd have to look at like the cheapest TV show that is being made, and then you need to take their budget and you need to divide it by 53, and then you might get on budget. So.
It's quite. I guess it's quite easy to produce it reasonably cost effectively because a lot of the sequences only have like the 3-4 main characters in it. You know what I mean? So and it works perfectly. You don't apart from that one last episode, where you saw the people running in the background outside the office window. There wasn't even that many people involved because you didn't really care about anyone else because you cared about the 3 characters that were in front of you. You know what I mean?
I don't care about anybody else.
Sounds like Paul.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's kind of it's not only easier to write, but it's also easier to produce something when you keep the characters to a small amount, then You're not having to shoot tons of different people, and it keeps your production costs down a little bit. So it still can get a little costly in LA. Because you have to deal with industry rates and things like that. But we managed to keep it for an obscenely low amount. So
right, that's cool. What is this other show you have? Red Shirts.
Red Shirts was the first web series that I did, which is it's like a Star Trek parody.
Okay.
So, in Red Shirts or in Star Trek, I guess if you ever would see like the captain or whatever go down to a planet, he'd always be accompanied by some guys in red shirts that you'd never seen before ever on the show.
Right.
And then those guys would eventually get killed. They'd always be the first to get in whatever danger and get killed off. So I thought it'd be funny to do a show just where we would center on those poor saps. And,
right.
Wow. I like doing those shows where you are concentrating on people you normally wouldn't want to concentrate on. Like even F is sort of like about the people that surviving the apocalypse, where you're sort of like, how are they still alive?
Right.
I'm not sure how they made it, and that's kind of what F's about as well.
Yeah, I think everything that I'm reading about that you've done is kind of like that. You got that kind of style. And do you ever have a problem with like TV channels or studios or anything like trying to push you to make your stuff more mainstream, and you kind of want to keep it the way style you make?
It's not been a problem so far, so that's good.
Yeah.
I think for red shirts, it's only been kind of tricky because there was another show that's in development that's similar to ours, so that's kind of difficult.
Okay.
And then I've written a different script which I've pitched to some networks, which involves superheroes, and that's sort of that's a difficult realm to kind of get into because there's so much of that going on right now. So, that's the only. But with F, we haven't had any real issues with that. I've other than Julia's very difficult notes and her
and brutal, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, from the start, when the lady sent me, you guys' bios, I noticed right away that Julia would probably be a problem because you have a list, a list of what you've done, Ryan, and then Julia, Julia has this list, and then she's
really on the job training.
Yeah, and then you start banging on about your faith stuff and your people helping the caregiving old people and stuff like that, which is yeah. Ryan doesn't have any of that in his blurb, so I guess
he does not give back to society at all.
That sounds like Paul.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Paul's the most selfish fuck you'd ever
And
meet.
I'm the most given, and I actually take care of my town. I help feed homeless.
Oh my
I
God.
help feed the the needy, and
good for you.
I was recently in rehab, not for drugs or anything. I know it sounds like
cocaine.
what? Rehab. No. I had a knee replacement, and in there
God.
I became very close to a lot of the elderly that were in there. And when I left, I just couldn't turn my back and just leave them. So I go back, I visit them, I bring them things, and I've actually got my husband involved in it.
Well, I thought, wasn't it originally, though, Paul was giving you a hard time about giving you a ride there?
No, I never gave her a hard time about going right there. I just gave her a hard time that she'd go out and... My wife's a crazy coupon lady, so she'll show up with 900 packs of Tampax.
No, I won't. I never brought them Tampax.
That shit is really
Yeah, but they
expensive.
are expensive, right? And if I can save somebody, maybe a little Depends or something.
But the thing she does that's annoying is she gets all this stuff and then she goes and gives it away. And I'm like, I thought the whole point of it was to save the family.
And I save everybody else but myself.
I know, because you're still with Paul.
That's just a mercy killing.
I know.
Oh, my God.
That's why I don't get involved in charity at all.
Good point.
Ryan, you're still there? I thought you might have hung up already.
Caregiving split.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I didn't sleep while you guys were talking about helping other people. I just kind of took a quick snooze, but
Yeah.
looks like we're back.
You know what it is? Julia is the executive producer, so she's got that extra F cash to to help people out. You're only listed as the writer, you know what I mean? So I think writers get that that what is it, the WGA money, and that's it. I think the producers make more money.
That's right. She does enough charity for both of us, so I'm good.
So from reading your charitable work, Julia, can I assume you're a Hilary supporter?
I am supporting Hilary.
That was so hard to figure that one out.
Well, I actually grew up in Atlantic City, and
I was just going to say that.
What's that got to do with Hilary?
Yeah, I saw firsthand how terrible he is the man that will not be named.
Right.
So that's a huge reason.
Right.
But there are many. The list is long.
We're only actually about 25 miles away from Atlantic City right now.
Oh, yeah, what city?
We're in Lacey by Seaside Heights.
Okay, yeah. I grew up in Galloway.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay, yeah, I have
that's where all the
family
old
in that
people are. My
area.
wife goes to visit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's probably my dad is probably there.
I'll go visit him.
Does he need any Tampax?
Okay. He does. He does. Always on his period.
So, Julia, if you and Ryan met doing improv, are you going to be doing any writing for any projects soon?
Yeah, I do write for some live shows, some live comedy shows. I have a toddler. I have a baby now, so that I'm really tired. So that's probably why I don't write as much as I should. But I have some ideas for some stuff that I'd like to do when I regain my energy.
Yeah, it's only going to be like 9, 10, 12 years before that happens.
20.
I think the first thing I want to write is Paul's will.
Yeah.
Yeah, my God. So you were on Jimmy Kimmel Live?
Yeah, I've done a few bits for Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah, it's a really fun show to perform on.
Yeah, it looks like it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
What do you think of James Corden?
You know, I have only caught his videos. I do not stay up that. I mean, I know I could DVR it, but there's just so much TV. So I haven't really caught a whole bunch of his stuff, but some of the car karaoke is pretty great.
Yeah, I don't know. I know you probably know, but he's from England originally, obviously. But he has a couple of really, really massive hit shows in England that he's either written or starred in. Like there's one called Gavin and Stacey, which is amazing.
Oh yes.
Oh my God, it's such a good show. And then he was in The Wrong Mans, which I think was on Amazon or Netflix over here. That was a pretty good show too.
I think it's on Hulu. I think Wrong Mans is on Hulu, I think.
Right. Oh, right. I'm still trying to figure out. I have not to this day figured out how he got that job on that show.
I don't know either. I think because the previous guy was Scottish, so they thought, well, we got the Brit thing going.
You never know. That might be it. That might be it.
I mean, in the States, as I'm sure you've encountered, we think the British people are just inherently smarter and better than we are. So
we do.
Well, we got out of Europe, didn't we?
I say we do. They're also homely ugly.
Your wife aside,
Bad
I'm sure.
teeth.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We're the only country that can have a democracy, but then when one side loses, they sign a 2 million people petition so they can do the election again.
Yeah.
They're trying to get the Brexit vote done over because they lost. All the people that wanted them to stay are signing a petition. There's over 2 million of them so far. Say that they want it done again because basically they didn't bother getting out of bed that day and voting. and it's like that Eddie Murphy Delirious sequence where the guy's like, "I'm voting for Jesse Jackson." He fucking won. Oh my God!
It would be awesome if we could have a couple do-overs in terms of elections. That's not a terrible. I'm not totally against that.
Me either.
What do you think of how crazy this election is compared to like the last ones, where like, social media is like tearing it up, and then everybody's bringing out videos of people who've done stuff and recordings and all kinds of craziness. I mean, forget about which one you favor. Isn't this like the weirdest thing you've ever seen in your whole life now with social media involved in this?
It's never ending.
It's frustrating.
We were bad talking over each other.
Don't blame them. They're not in the same room.
Okay. I just think that like you can't get away from it. You wake up and there's Twitter and Facebook, and so I've been waking up and like in the middle of the night, just like what effed up thing just happened, and it's like somebody told their supporters not to vote on the right day. So it's like, oh boy, this is craziness.
I mean, I know Trump's out of control. He's not a politician. He's done and said all kinds of crazy shit, but. I mean, I still don't understand how Hilary got away with that whole email thing. If
she should be in jail.
If I said
anybody else would have been in jail. All it does is it proves this country has a corrupt government, and she controls the whole fucking media. And that's what it is.
Do you think if Trump did those emails instead of Hillary, do you think he'd have gone to jail?
Oh yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah. He would have fucking got absolutely fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
Now everybody, all they do is they talk about shit that happened 40 years ago. Supposedly 40 years ago. I mean,
that's the one thing.
I mean, here's the thing. If it did happen that long ago, and Trump back then was a billionaire, millionaire, whatever you want to call it, wouldn't you think about suing him back then and getting money? I mean, all of a sudden, these people come out of the woodworks now. It really scratches your head. CNN is the Clinton network. Fucking, that's what it is. Yeah, I didn't want to say that.
You know what? You know what? I mean,
she's gonna win. She's gonna win. Even if Trump somehow got the votes, she would still win because I do believe it is fucking rigged. It's so rigged.
Well, no, the electoral college is the problem. The electoral college.
Yeah, I know, but Paul, you don't understand how votes go. It's just like when Bush beat the 1 year he beat Gore. Gore should have won that. Gore should have won Florida. They totally fucking finagled it, and it's corrupt. It's just it's total fucking bollocks, as you would say.
I do think that Trump's getting a bit of a raw deal in the media.
He is, but it's
because the media seems to be very biased about what it puts out about Hillary versus what it puts out about Trump.
That's all it is. There is no
But Trump does make it easy because some of the
he does.
You won't find a video of Hillary 30 years ago saying that she's going to grab some guy by the cock.
No, he definitely makes it easy. He makes it worse on himself. He does have a big fucking mouth, and he won't shut up about certain things. He makes it worse on himself. So yeah, I mean, he doesn't make it easy on himself.
Right.
It's very easy if you didn't like him at first that you think he's a real fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
So he's very easy to hate.
Ryan, where do you stand on this whole thing? Are you keeping out of that too?
I'm doing my best. If Trump becomes president, I am excited to know who he will name the presidential apprentice. That would be very exciting.
Well, we're actually this show is actually good friends with Matt Eisman, who's actually on the new Celebrity Apprentice. So we're kind of hoping it's going to be him.
No, I mean, the possibilities are endless, and just it's so exciting. I who knows who will get it? Who will be lucky enough?
Right. I read something the other day about Pence saying that he wanted to step down, that he's had it with Trump's bullshit. So I wonder who would take his place if he made a run for it.
Well, he did sort of kind of say, yeah, Pence is wrong at the debate, and I'm sure he was probably pretty pissed off about that. I know I would have been.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, he's wrong. We haven't talked about that, but he's wrong. I would have, considering the vice presidents are usually the guys that are stepping out and taking the bullets for the president there, at least in the media and so on. So,
well, in this case, Trump's the one holding the gun.
Trump is not. He's not a Republican, though. He's not a Republican. He's not a Democrat. He's not a Democrat. I mean, he's not. He is neither. I mean, really, nobody really likes him in the Republican Party.
Trump is the party of Trump. That's who. That's his party.
I mean, the bottom line is, see, what I learned very very soon when I moved to America from England is, in England we vote for the one we want to win. In America, you vote against the worst one, so they don't get in.
I can't vote. I can't vote for somebody like Hillary. I mean, she's absolutely would be a horrendous choice.
Well, you and Julia cancel each other's
absolutely
votes out.
fucking horrendous.
So you might as well stay home.
Yeah, she thinks the same way as she feels about Trump. I feel as strongly as I think, and I don't think Obama's a good president. But I think Obama is 100,000 times better than Hillary would ever be as president.
That's not saying much, though.
But he would.
Hey, he had a run.
And he has. The thing about him is he came in clean. Like there was nothing on him.
And he's leaving dirty.
Wow.
Julia, you know the reason that Chris is so anti-Hillary is that we actually have a recording we made when he slept over her one night. He was dreaming and all you heard was, "Oh, Hillary, yeah. Let me suck your dick, Hillary." Oh.
What? Well, guys, I actually have to go.
Oh, there she's hanging up.
Put my son to bed. But thanks so much for having me.
Okay,
I was just saying,
Julia.
we so appreciate.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Hey guys, thanks so much for having us both and talking about the show. I'm so glad you guys liked it.
Yeah, and we look forward
loved
to
it.
next week when
Absolutely
they
loved
put up the new shows.
I'm sorry?
We look forward to next week when they put up the new episodes.
Yeah, I hope you guys check it out. It's going to be October 25th. We'll start with the new episodes. We'll have like 2 episodes per week. It's only a 7-episode second season, so it's not. I mean, the math wizards out there can figure out it's not going to go for too long. But starting on October 25th, we'll start rolling out 2 episodes a week. And and again, we'll have a flashback episode at the very end. So
that's awesome. I can't wait to see
it.
We're
Thank
big
you so
fans.
much.
We're big fans of you, Julia. You're great on the show. Ryan, we love your writing. You're good on the show too, and we're really glad that you called our show.
Guys.
Yep. Thanks a lot,
Looking
Ryan.
forward to it.
Thank
Take
you.
care and thank you.
Enjoy and vote your conscience in November. All right, guys.
You too.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I can't vote. That's all I'm going to say.
You're the lucky one then.
Yes.
All right, take care, guys.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.